A critical audit of OC Transpo bus schedules. The new transit boss says it affirms his own plan for buses to work better. Good afternoon. This is CTV News at 5. I'm Patricia Bowles. Stefan is away today. We begin with OC Transpo and a scathing auditor's report into the bus scheduling system. The general manager accepts the report and says he has his own plan to address the delays and cancellations that are far too common. CTV's Tyler Fleming is joining us now with more on this. Tyler.
Yeah, Patricia, the City of Ottawa's auditor delivered her report today into the new Ways to Bus program in 2025. She found the plan used outdated data and focused on saving costs. Auditor Nathalie Gougion made 10 recommendations to improve Ottawa's troubled transit system. She found the focus on costs led to late buses and other impacts on service. OC Transpo's new GM, Rick Leary, has his own 10-point plan that focuses on the customer.
It's also making sure that we demonstrate the customer experience, and the KPIs that we're going to be presenting to the committee can be seen as alarming at times. And that's what council and the committee need to see, to ask the proper questions to assure that proper funding is placed where it's necessary. And that's the transparency that I will be bringing to this organization.
The audit also found many routes did not have buffers needed for drivers to complete trips, along with maintenance issues keeping buses out of service. Leary says new electric buses and upcoming schedule changes this fall should also improve reliability for about half of OC Transpo's bus customers. Patricia.
CTV's Tyler Fleming live for us tonight. Thank you. Well, the country is basking in the afterglow today after the Canadian men's soccer team walked away with their first ever win at the World Cup, a dominant victory over Qatar.
The crowd on their feet, the whistle in the mouth of the referee. It is Canada's first ever World Cup win, and what a way to get the victory.
Canada took control, scoring just under 30 minutes into the match and never looked back. The final score 6-0. The celebration swept through the stadium in Vancouver, out onto the streets and right across the country. And that includes right here in the capital, where soccer fans are not only celebrating Canada's big win, but also a homegrown Team Canada player who showcased his incredible talent in last night's game with not one, but 3 World Cup goals. CTV's Kimberley Johnson joining us live now with more on this. Kimberley.
Jonathan David grew up here in Ottawa, attending Louis Riel High School in the city's East End, and his team talks about the pride of seeing him dominate the pitch. Jonathan David learned right here on Ottawa soil, both on the high school team and with the Ottawa Gloucester Hornets. The coach of the Louis Riel High School says that he trained him from the age of 14 until he left to play in Europe around 18 years old. David's former jersey hangs inside the dome, and students come in and are able to see what's possible.
He's a very quiet person. He's very reserved. He gets the job done on the field, and he's focused and determined and extremely passionate about football.
Fournier says that David also was never one to complain about his team, the games, or coaches, and says that it's that first goal of the 3 that David scored that stands out for Fournier, saying it helped create momentum and excitement in the game. David also played for the Gloucester Hornets Soccer Club, and the team says that there are many soccer players in the city who are watching from the World Cup for the first time, and being able to see a man who wore that same jersey on the world's biggest soccer stage is a big moment.
Pretty cool indeed. All right, CTV's Kimberley Johnson live for us tonight. Thank you. We will have live FIFA coverage Saturday and Sunday here on CTV. As a result, the 6 p.m. news will not be broadcast on the network. You can watch our newscast on ctvnewsottawa.ca right at 6 p.m. Well, Ottawa's police service asking for the public's help to locate a missing 64-year-old woman. The homicide unit is investigating as her disappearance is considered suspicious. The last known contact with Olga Konakova was in January. She's described as a white woman, 5'6" tall, around 160 pounds, with medium-length dark blonde hair. Anyone with information is urged to contact police. 4 people, including a child, suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries this morning in a 2-vehicle crash in rural South Ottawa. Emergency crews were called to the intersection of Dalmany Road and Nixon Drive, south of Osgood, at about 7:30 this morning for a collision between a sedan and a pickup truck. A boy was airlifted to Chio in serious but stable condition. 3 men were also seriously hurt in that crash and taken to hospital in serious but stable condition. Police are investigating just what happened. The FBI in Nashville arrested a Canadian man who had traveled from Ottawa accused of child sexual exploitation. U.S. authorities say the man used an online chat with the purpose of engaging in sexual acts with a child. It was a sting operation by an undercover officer. 44-year-old Alexander Towns is charged with attempted online enticement of a minor. Well, supporters of Pride gathered outside Muchmore Public School after a planned drag story time was canceled earlier this week.
The cancellation this year was very, very disappointing.
Dozens of families, students, and advocates gathered outside the school, waving pride flags and showing support for inclusion. The gathering follows the controversial cancellation of a planned drag storytime event, a decision supporters say came as a disappointment.
It's just sad that we are bending to the will of those voices when we need to be showing these members of our community, the marginalized members of our community, that we support them, that they are safe here, that they are welcome.
Those at the protest say they wanted to send a message that all students deserve to feel safe and included in their school community and are advocating to the school administration to reinstate the event. Well, coming up on CTV News at 5, CFRA's Christy Cameron joins us live to go off script on the scathing report from the city's Auditor General looking at OC Transpo's bus service. And Jackie Perez joining us now for our first look at the weekend forecast. Jackie?
Well, thanks so much, Patricia. The chance for localized showers and afternoon thunderstorms, it's going to continue into this weekend. We did see isolated showers moving throughout our day for our Friday. Temperature-wise, though, 17 degrees here in Ottawa, about 22, 23 along the Seaway, much cooler along Pembroke and Petawawa, around 16 degrees this evening, and to the overnight, about 12 degrees, much cooler. There is a slight chance we could see some showers into tomorrow, and yes, the return of thunderstorm risk and showers is for tomorrow afternoon. We'll have those details and your temperatures in a little bit. Patricia.
All right, Jackie, thank you. And here's what you need to know. You can enjoy a family-friendly day of music, games, inflatables, barbecue, and more tomorrow at the Dandelion Festival. It's happening at the Hammond Golf and Country Club, about 40 minutes east of downtown Ottawa. The event goes from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. Admission is free. And taking a live look at the roads right now, some trouble spots. There is a crash on the eastbound 417 just past Maitland. Also eastbound at the Vanier Parkway. That's causing some slowdowns in that stretch. Westbound delays on the 417 between Holland Avenue and Pinecrest.
We're at Capital Barbecue. Ribeye Joe, talk to me about Gosney, a big name in pizza ovens.
Yes, Gosney's amazing. They're built so well. This particular one here, this Gosney Dome XL, you can cook it on wood, you can do charcoal, you can do propane or natural gas.
Wow.
Has a digital readout at the front, tells you exactly when the stone's ready to put your food in. Also comes with a $400 bundle right now with various accessories ready to go for Father's Day.
Or even Canada Day, and for people who need a high IQ pizza oven.
Absolutely.
I love it. The Gosney at bbqing.com.
Taking a closer look now at one of our top stories, a new audit of OC Transpo's bus service. The report finds OC Transpo has struggled to consistently deliver the bus service it schedules, and a route overhaul last year was based on outdated data. CFRA's Christy Cameron is here now to go off script on this. Christy?
Well, this confirms what most users of OC Transpo already knew, that the new ways to bus overhaul did not actually improve service. It was about money. It was a cost-cutting exercise. And we know, by the numbers, they did trim about $10 million as a result of overhauling all the buses, but they rejigged something like 100 routes. So it was most buses that were changed. You had to walk a little bit further to your bus stop. Some people had to actually, change their transfer times to the LRT, right, because things weren't lining up. And they were promised that reliability was going to get better. Unfortunately for many, it didn't. And I had Noah Weinberg on the show today. He's the head of the local transit union. They represent bus drivers. He told me they have been banging the drum on this for years, saying that the bus schedule does not reflect reality. So this is very, he said, affirming for them.
They don't present a real time schedule that is actually doable. They continue to make cuts and hide those cuts behind fancy headlines like new ways to bus or route optimization before that. The reality was they were not accounting for the real times on those runs. They were just cutting service.
We also talked to Laura Shantz today, transit riders, and she said, I like the timing on this, at least this report coming out, because we're getting into campaign time very soon, and you can bring this up at the door and say, you know, to your councillor candidates, mayoral candidates, are you prepared to invest in transit in a serious way? So,
yeah.
Yeah?
$10 million saved, but how much lost in terms of public trust? How much lost in terms of revenue from people who are no longer going to take OC Transpo? This is why independent audits matter. And I think the Auditor General is doing a crack job on this. We were told that we were wrong, and you know it was all these different things, but reliability is going to get better, and it didn't. It didn't. So let's move on from this and let's actually improve service.
All right, Christy Cameron, thank you. You can join the conversation and leave a comment through the Talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. And you can listen live to Christy Cameron on Newstalk 580 CFRA weekdays from 2 to 6. And now watch Christy's segments anytime on YouTube. Subscribe to the Newstalk 580 CFRA channel.
When I first got it, I couldn't believe it was real. I kept checking in the email, like who it was sent from.
Well, coming up on CTV News at 5, an Ottawa high school student is heading to university with one of the country's most prestigious scholarships. We'll share her story in Simply Ottawa. And here's what you need to know. The Ottawa Red Blacks are back on home turf tomorrow afternoon. The team takes on the Toronto Argonauts at 1 p.m. The Red Blacks will debut their new jersey and are encouraging fans to wear white to the game to match the look. And one more look at the roads here on your Friday evening. Again, wet, slick roads on a Friday night. We're seeing some slowdowns in the usual spots and a few collisions out there as well to be aware of, making it, a little slower and trickier in parts of your drive.
Ribeye Joe, we're standing in front of the grill of the summer. What's the model name?
This is the Napoleon Prestige Pro 665.
And the reason I want this is because when I entertain with people, I also like to barbecue, but I like to hang out with my friends.
You're going to love this. It's very intuitive. You can hook it up to the app of your phone. This thing will roast, bake, sear, smoke. You can let it go and enjoy your friends.
It does it for you?
It does it for you.
bbqing.com or just come to Capital Barbecue, 12 Grenfell Crescent.
Well, here's what's on CTV tonight. E-Talk, The Big Bang Theory, Spring Break Murders, Crime Scene Investigators, and Boston Blue. We want to take a look at your weekend forecast. And Jackie, I was having a little look at the hourly forecast going into tomorrow. I saw a little bit of sunshine in there around 5 a.m. or so, and then there wasn't a whole lot after that. It's been a little bit grim.
It's been grim these last couple of days, and I'm actually eyeing Sunday, Patricia, because it is Father's Day. It's also the first day of summer. We may even see a little bit more sunshine for Sunday than we will tomorrow. But again, as mentioned, we do have the chances of rains moving in through the weekend. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It's 18 degrees out there right now. You can see the camera shaking a little bit. We've got those wind gusts between 30 and 50 kilometers per hour, and it could be another windy day tomorrow. There's even a little bit of drizzle on the camera as well. So we do have showers throughout this evening. Hopefully it should clear by tomorrow morning. At least that's what this radar is showing for us at 7 a.m. Mainly cloudy skies for our Saturday morning. By the time 1 p.m. rolls around in time for the Red Blacks game at TD Place, we may be lucky. There might not be any rain moving through at 1 p.m., but parts of Brockville along the Seaway as well, there could see a risk of some thunderstorms and showers as well. It's a different story, though, between 4, 5, even into 8 o'clock, where we could see a band of showers moving through and focusing towards Ottawa, going down towards Cornwall. It should likely clear off by the 8 o'clock hour. Temperature-wise, though, a little cool, very similar to what we saw today. Nothing in terms of humidity or those high temperatures. We've got 14 to start things off, about 23 degrees for the daytime high. Winds slightly cooler, but it is coming from the west. Again, there is going to be the chance of scattered showers moving throughout eastern Ontario. Here's a look at the valley. 14 overnight with a chance of showers. We've got cloudy skies for the afternoon, 21 degrees, the anticipated daytime high. As we look towards the Seaway, chance of showers as well, 15 degrees, 23 is anticipated daytime high, cloudy skies as well. Let's look forward from Saturday into Sunday. So Sunday morning, yes, we could see a band of showers moving through, perhaps even a risk of thunderstorms. Shouldn't last so long. That's at 7 a.m. By the time the afternoon rolls around evening, we could even see a little bit of sunshine. That's the good news, but we are paying attention to this band here. Might be focusing along the Kingston area, but you might want to bring that grill out and barbecue for Father's Day for for a nice dinner for Sunday. Now, taking a look at our 5-day forecast, again, first day of summer for Sunday, 23 degrees, the anticipated daytime high. Will be quite some time before we see the hot, dry, sunny weather, so you don't want to hold your breath. We have a chance of showers in store for the next several days, and likely a daytime high between 24 and 25 degrees for the rest of the week.
Weather is brought to you by Manotick Tree, complete tree care from start to stump.
Well, tonight on Simply Ottawa, a high school grad is heading to Queen's Engineering School on one of Canada's most prized scholarships worth $120,000. Kaylee Gagne has even bigger plans ahead. Here's CTV's Camille Wilson.
Kaylee Gagne takes a trip down memory lane through the halls of her high school.
I've always been really passionate about the environment, so I really want to do something that allows me to have an impact on the environment.
Ready for the next step of her journey, Gagne received the $120,000 Schulich Leader Scholarship to study engineering chemistry at Queen's University.
It was honestly just disbelief. I was getting into the car and I just looked in my inbox, and then the title of the email was, "Oh, you have received a Schulich Leader Scholarship," and I was like, this can't be true.
The award recognizes academic excellence and leadership.
I had to write a couple short little essays. I had to film a video. I had to share my grades. So it was about the quality of your essays, your grades, but also your leadership experience, whether it be volunteering or working. We'd have our chem classes in here.
Also part of her school's environment club, leading in many initiatives.
She was involved in the projects that we were following up on. So yeah, just lots of great stuff with Kaylee, and I can't think of anyone more deserving in the many years that I've been teaching than Kaylee for the scholarship.
Gagne says she couldn't do it without the support of her family, friends, and teachers.
We've never had a Schulich leader nomination win the Schulich Scholarship, so this is really our first time, and we're quite proud of Kaylee and what she's accomplished.
I had rarely worked with a student who is so gifted, but at the same time worked really well with others.
Gagne begins a 4-year program at Queen's University in September.
I just felt so honored, so excited, and most of all, so lucky.
The $120,000 will cover tuition, room and board, leaving Gagne to fully focus on her studies. Camille Wilson, CTV News.
I love that story. Best of luck to Kaylee at Queen's next year. And we want to hear your stories of people doing good, spreading joy, or making a difference out there. We'll be showcasing stories that touch our hearts and make us proud of our city. Simply Ottawa. You can send your story ideas to ottawanews@ctv.ca. Well, coming up for us here on CTV News at 5, what you need to know if you are planning to get to the Ottawa airport this summer on the LRT. And here's what you need to know right now. Visit the Ottawa Flower Market tomorrow at the Parkdale Market. The market brings together local growers with a seasonal selection of blooms. The market is on from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. And if you need gas heading into the weekend, one of today's cheapest gas prices can be found at McEwen on Bank Street, going there for $1.46.3 a litre. Not bad compared to what we've gotten used to recently. And if you're out burning gas on the roads right now, there are some slowdowns on the Queensway, some of the usual spots causing trouble on your Friday night commute. You're watching CTV News at 5.
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
Here's a live look now through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. Evidence of a few showers out there in the downtown. 18 degrees is where we sit right now. And here's what we're working on for 6 o'clock. The Ottawa Hospital has a new system for handling patient visits to the emergency room. Color-coded zones depending on how urgent the cases are.
A lot of families are really destitute right now. Like, you know, they've spent their thousands of dollars and don't know what to do.
Parents and former instructors are looking for answers after the closure of a local driving school, leaving dozens of students still trying to complete their driver training.
He's focused and determined and extremely passionate about football.
And the hometown hero of the Canada-Qatar match, Jonathan David, is the toast of the country as Canada looks to move on in the World Cup. Now, the final 5 other stories we are following. A new report says the province needs more than 1 million university graduates over the next decade if it wants to keep up with labour market demands. The report was conducted by Stokes Economics on behalf of the Council of Ontario Universities. It found the number of graduates that will be needed to fill job openings in careers that typically prefer a university education is roughly 56,000. The 3 fields with the greatest demand are STEM-related jobs, with those industries needing more than 200,000 graduates over the next decade. The federal government has announced a 10% tariff on canned vegetables coming into the country. It will be in place for a maximum of 200 days while officials look at whether increased imports are hurting domestic processors. The tariff will be stopped if they find that's not the case. Several countries are excluded from the tariff, including the U.S. and Mexico, among others. OC Transpo will double the wait times this summer for weekend trips to the airport. The service reduction affects Line 4, the spur connecting the South Keys station to the Ottawa airport. That particular one runs every 12 minutes right now. So on summer weekends, this change will mean the service will run every 24 minutes. Well, it may not feel so summer-like out there lately, a little cool, a little rainy, but the city's beaches are opening for the season tomorrow. Supervised swimming starts Saturday at Mooney's Bay, Britannia Beach, Westboro Beach, and at Petrie Island. Lifeguards will be on duty daily from noon until 7 p.m. Most of the city's outdoor pools are open as well, with the remainder opening tomorrow. And splash pads are open, and city-run wading pools will open on staggered dates starting on Monday. The Ottawa Summer Solstice Indigenous Festival returns this weekend to Wesley Clover Parks. Events include the competition powwow, Ojibwe spirit horses, a marketplace, workshops and demonstrations. Tomorrow night, a drone show is scheduled at 10 o'clock to recognize 150 years of the Indian Act. Be a big day for sure. And that is CTV News at 5. I'm Patricia Boll. Be sure to join me for CTV News at 6. The early edition of CTV National News with Katelyn Jarvis starts right now.